Hello, sir. We'll be starting in a couple of minutes. We're just waiting for the principal to join. Hello, sir. We'll be starting in a couple of minutes. We're just waiting for the principal to join. Hello, sir. We'll be starting in a couple of minutes. We're just waiting for the principal to join. Hello, sir. We'll be starting. Hello, sir. We'll be starting. Hello, sir. We'll be starting.
Let me look.
It's coming from showbiz.
ಬನ್ನಿ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಬನ್ನಿ ಬನ್ನಿ.
Welcome to today's event, the first milestone in the string of exciting events awaiting you, at the end of which you would have the grand finale that is scheduled to take place in April. I'm sure all of you have been waiting in anticipation as the day unfolds for more energy, enthusiasm, exuberance, and not to forget the excitement. I remember when we first began reaching out to students, we were faced by a multitude of questions. What is SSTH 2020? Why SSTH 2020? How is it different from last year? And with the pandemic at hand, would we be able to even pull off an event of this magnitude at an online platform? Well, here are the answers. Unlike any other science fair, SSTH 2020 is a multifaceted event focusing on providing ample opportunities to the young minds of today to become the problem solvers of tomorrow through innovation and technology. How is it different from last year? Well, all these years, students from all over the Canada region have been coming to the college and presenting their models. But this year, we have started with a completely virtual event in search of award-winning ideas. The turnout, over 190 ideas and a blend of young, innovative minds from all over the world. Today, we are obliged to have among us some exceptionally eminent personalities. And I, Mansha, couldn't be more excited to familiarize you with them. I take great honor and pride in introducing our first guest, Mr. Anant Ravi, whom I would rather say is an amalgamation of rich experiences. With over 2 decades of work experience in Reliance Industries, which we all know has been crucial to nation building. He initiated the setting up of the 4G telecom project of Reliance Jio Infocom in Karnataka. He has also worked in other leading corporates like CanBank Financial Services, GE Shipping, HCL, as Senior Vice President in Oil and Energy Industry. He is a strong real estate professional, skilled in operations management, venture capital, team building, risk assessment, and strategic sourcing. Sir, there's so much to learn from you that we Sahyadrians just keep calling you back. Thank you so much for being a part of today's event. I feel particularly excited about introducing our next guest, a young and inspiring CEO and founder of an edtech startup called the Startuppreneur, which is focused at reshaping innovation and entrepreneurship around the globe. He has been in charge of startup ecosystem engagement, strategic initiatives, and incubation at NSRCEL at IIM Bangalore. He's also led the startup programs for Facebook in India and South Asia and is a mentor at the Founder Industry, World Resource Institute, IB Hubs, and Catalyst for Women Entrepreneurs. Let me take the liberty to put forward his thoughts in his own words. बस चाहे तो एक जिगर जो कर दे तुझको निडर तो कर थोड़ी हिम्मत लिख दे अपनी किस्मत और कर ले हुकूमत बदलाव का ये जरिया एक नया नजरिया. Pretty interesting, ain't it? I'm sure you all are inquisitive. An alumnus of London School of Economics, let me introduce you to none other than Mr. Akash Naidu.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Mr. Akash Naidu. I request our beloved principal, Dr. Rajesha S., to inaugurate today's event by enlightening us with his words in order to inspire and guide the participants in taking up this journey of turning ideas into products along with us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. My dear participant and two guests, Anant Ravi, Akash Naidu, I welcome you for Sahyadri. That too, the virtual free final round of SSTH 2020. We always called it as 2020 because it's a flagship program. Every year we used to conduct in the month of November, but unfortunately due to the COVID, we probably crossing 2020. So still we believe that it is a 2020 event. So Sahyadri, of course, the few participants may not be aware what is Sahyadri. Sahyadri was established in 2007 by Bhandari Foundations. The chairman is Manjunath Bhandari. So its view of the next generation youth, should be fulfill what the society needs and also the dream of the country. So probably you've seen many engineering colleges. You heard about many engineering colleges. What is the difference between Sahyadri and the other engineering college? So why the Sahyadri is grown in a very short period and very well familiar and all over Karnataka as well as all over India? The students are willing to admit our courses offered by Sahyadri College of Engineering. Even many of Jammu and Kashmir students, particularly they want to join Sahyadri, is because the skill program, what we are cultivating along with the academics. Regular academics, of course, all the institute will do according to the syllabi framed by affiliated university or autonomous institutions. But along with the side of academics, we used to develop the skill programs, and expose student to the future skill through Center of Excellence and launching pads and also the in-house industries. So before the student leave the organization, he will familiar about what is industry, how the industries are working, and what kind of what is the expectation from the industry as well as the society. So obviously, it will be success more comparatively other institutions. So hence, you know the outcome of the same. The many students of our institute were placed before the seventh semester examinations, and in some of the industries, our students are selected the better than any other institutions in the region. And coming to the SSTH, so actually SSTH is a flagship program of Sahyadri to create the awareness among the young generations. especially from the 8th standard to the 12th standard, and create interest in the science and technology and management so that they can plan their future well before they writing the final examination of that PU, as well as taking the competitive examinations. And how we have to do. So obviously, we have to take their own ideas and mentor them to make that idea into reality and develop the products. Okay, so this pre-final round, okay, will our both the experts will guide them into the next level, and the next level, next round, our final round, we are expecting physically all of you come to our campus and interacting with our senior students and mentors. So you're going to enjoy 2 to 3 days event SSTH. Okay. So once again, I'm welcoming all of you and also congratulating Johnson and team. This pandemic, okay, without meeting the students or visiting the schools, you are able to connect the students remotely and motivate them to participate in this event. Okay, I wish the grand success for the event. Thank you very much for inviting me for my questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It's always such a pleasure to hear you speak. Now, considering that this event is focused on building problem solvers, it would be a pleasure and honor to hear Mr. Akash Naidu speak on how today's generation should indulge themselves to become the problem solvers of tomorrow. So, if you please.
Thank you, Mansha. That was a wonderful introduction that you've given. It's really always nice to be part of Sahyadri, not only because of Johnson, my dear friend, but also for the fact that I get inspired every time I come to the campus because of the innovations that I see there, the energy, the enthusiasm, and more importantly, the innovation that is going on. Every time I come to the campus, there is something or the other better which is happening, and that is something that I've not seen in any campus across India or elsewhere. So congratulations and well done to the entire team of SSTH. I've been seeing that the event has been scaling year on year. I've been associated with SSTH in different ways. I think 2018, 2019 also I was there. 2020, it's always getting better and better. So it gives me great pleasure to be part of this event, which brings together such bright and young minds. I always go back inspired from SSTH, and today I've been told to speak on how innovators for today can become problem solvers for tomorrow. I thought about it. What is it that I can tell you all, because you're already innovating. But then I thought, let me give you some sort of a practical insight on how you can use this skill of problem solving in your future, and how is it going to help you in your career. That is something that I want to cover about. So I would like to start by talking about 3 aspects which I'm going to cover over the next 10 minutes or so. The first one is acquiring the right skills. The second aspect that I'm going to talk about is gaining the right experiences and exposure. And third aspect I'm going to talk about is entrepreneurial mindset. When I say gaining the right skills, if you know, skilling consists a bit of theory and a lot of practice. That's how one acquires a skill. You take the example of driving or cycling, for instance. There is a way to do it. That is what, in driving, if you go to a driving school, they teach you that there is an accelerator, brake, clutch, gear, etc. How do you operate it? So there is some amount of theory or knowledge that you gain prior to trying out a skill. And then you practice quite a lot. That's when the skill becomes internal to you, and it goes on with you for the rest of your life. And similarly with swimming or any other activity that you take up, skill always begins with some sort of having some knowledge about a field, and then you trying out and exploring different things in that space to gain the right experience. So in that sense, today, employers are hiring based on skills rather than degrees or universities. That is something that you need to keep in mind. More so because of the pandemic, people are valuing skills. End of the day, an employer would look at how a potential employee or a student is going to add value to their organization, and also how that organization can add value back to them, which can help them progress in their career. The conversation has come down to this. It's become very, very simple. The dialogue is around how skilled you are. So coming to that, I've seen many students from Sahyadri who are also working with us at Startupreneur. They start as interns, and then some of them have even come full time. What I really like about the students at Sahyadri, and which I think every employer would also look for, is that they have some skill in their area of expertise or their core skill, because this comes with their own interest. So competitions like SSTH and other such avenues, which will help you understand what your areas of interest are. And then once you know what your interest is, exploring further in that domain will help you build some sort of knowledge around that, and that becomes very valuable to anyone looking to take up jobs or something in the future. So that is something that you need to keep in mind. Similarly, skills can come in handy even if you want to start your own venture. It is a set of different things that you do as an entrepreneur. You cannot be restricted to just one function. You have to do 100 different things. You may not be the best at everything, but you still have to be good at everything. So in that sense, developing a wide range of diverse skills would really help. So in that sense, inculcating the right experiences which will help you build skills, or exposing yourself to the right kind of competitions and opportunities will give you that platform, and SSTH is exactly that. And I would say, in terms of the second aspect, which is about experiences, one way that I feel students can gain experience is through platforms like this, because you are working on some idea. You're working in groups, you work together with people, and a lot of eminent personalities, they validate your ideas, they give you further opportunities, and there are hackathons, more importantly, internships. There was a time when the word internships was a little overrated and all of that, but if you get the right kind of internship opportunity, I think you should do that, because it will set you up for the future in many ways. That kind of experience can only happen in an internship setting, because the startup or the organization is not only willing to train you, but also help you grow as an individual. So it's not about developing that skill set, but I'm sure there are a range of other interpersonal competencies that you develop as part of an internship, and that is something that you should look forward to. I should give you an example of a class 10 student who went through the Startupreneur, one of the Startupreneur programs, and he actually got an internship with, I think, ID Fresh, which is one of the known organizations and startups. So he's directly working with the CEO there. Some school students also have worked. So just imagine, in a market where IIT and IIM graduates are also finding it difficult to get internships, a class 10 student has got an internship with such organizations. And not only this, today people are willing to break the barrier of age. They're not looking at the concept of you have to be a postgraduate, or you have to be a certain age, you need to have certain degree or percentage of marks. Those marks in class 10, 12, all of that, are no more as relevant. I'm not saying that they're not important, but they're not as relevant as it was many years ago. So that way, I would say that keep focusing on trying out different things as you go along. That is really, really important. Take up as many competitions, opportunities as you can attend. Try and do as many internships as possible. Today, people are more than willing to help you out. In case you want to build a skill set or competency. And finally, I would like to touch upon the concept of entrepreneurial mindset. I'm sure you would hear about this in various forums, and a lot of, it's like a term that you come across always. So what exactly is an entrepreneurial mindset? I think an entrepreneurial mindset is a mindset which will help you deal with uncertainty and help you solve problems. I think in a very simple sense, that's what it is. Because the pandemic has taught us that entrepreneurial mindset is the biggest skill that you can have today, in this kind of an uncertain world, because as an entrepreneur, you come up with uncertainties day in and day out. So today you think everything is going right for you. Tomorrow you realize something, the whole situation has changed altogether, and you will have to you've got no other option. You have to keep going. So in that sense, you will have to find out some solution how to go about it, not really be bothered about the problem that has hit you. So usually what we've seen some of the students, because the upcoming generation, or who we call as the millennials, have been used to instant gratification. When I say instant gratification, everything comes easy to them. This so-called internet, everything happens at a click of a button. So the patience has really come down to sustain certain challenges. Everything becomes easy. So even if there's a small problem that they encounter, they feel as if it's like a big problem for them, especially while they're growing up in the schooling days or in the college days. They encounter peer pressure. I mean, it's all part of the growing up process. You need to encounter such experiences to become a stronger and better person. So I would say that an entrepreneurial mindset is something that will prepare you to deal better or react better to such situations. And the way you can only do this is by solving problems day in and day out, actually taking problems as opportunities to build your skill of actually getting better at the art of problem solving. So I would say that keep going, build the right kind of skills. It'll help you in the journey as you go ahead with higher studies, or employment, or jobs, or internships, or even when you want to start your venture. And on that note, I would like to keep it very brief. I think I've made my point about why acquiring the right kind of skill set is required, and also gaining experiences, that becomes really crucial, and how how skills matter more than degrees in today's competitive market. And I would like to conclude by saying a quote from one of my videos. Everything begins with a zero. Everything starts with a small step. All that matters is, are you ready? Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. It was wonderful listening to you. And I think it was very interesting what you spoke about, how an entrepreneurial mindset is important in an uncertain world, and how we should look at problems as opportunities. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your views. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request our honorable guest, Mr. Anant Ravi, to announce our top 10 contestants. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. Thanks, Mansha, and thanks, Akarsh. It was really a very enlightening thing for me also to know, although I have been part of startups which are funded by Reliance. So, but anyway, I was both in my early days in Reliance. I was raising funds, but toward the later part of it, I had developed a team which could raise funds, and I was given responsibility of setting up projects. So I also became an entrepreneur from my early days, where I was the only person handling finance, possibly my secretary and one or two boys who were working with me to start up a project which is a size of around 3,000 odd crores to begin with, somewhere in 1999. In fact, I started my entrepreneurial journey somewhere in 99 when I started FabMart, which is Big Basket now. And I invested in Tally in 1999. So we took 50% equity. So my journey started there. So my entrepreneurial journey actually started from 99 and it continued up to 2018. I actually did some personal entrepreneurship activities for about 2 years, wherein after that, in fact, my biggest learning on entrepreneurship was one entrepreneur, Mr. Manjunath Bhandari. So it was relearning in terms of what is entrepreneurship directly from Mr. Manjunath Bhandari. And there is a budding entrepreneur sitting in Johnson, who is in the Sahyadri College, and I think he is one of the finest boys I have ever met to be called as an entrepreneur. I'm sure that under leadership of Mr. Manjunath Bhandari and Mr. Johnson, I think there is a long way for this institution, and I'm sure that I find fortunate that I got inside the system, though late. Now, only two things just to before I announce. Mansha, I think I have got few minutes to talk. If that's acceptable to you, otherwise we can directly go to announcement. I actually do I have few minutes, Mansha?
Yes, of course. We'd love to know about your journey. And
Okay. I will just give you a little bit of my understanding of journey. So, although I was heading the state in Karnataka doing various projects, my last project was Geo, but I did not keep any designation on my visiting card. And it was just A Ravi and then Reliance Geo, Infocom, or Reliance Industries, depending on whatever I wanted. But the designation was vacant. That slot was vacant, and I always kept it blank. And this was my learning. Possibly when I come somewhere in April, if you call me, I will share my experience about why my designation is vacant. So if anybody asks me what is your designation, I always used to say C2C. So you'll wonder what is C2C. This is about multi-skilling, what Akash said, that one C stands for chairman and the other C meant chaprasi. So I used to handle the role both from a chairman to a chaprasi, depending on the activity which I had to do. If I had to dig the road, I'm not saying a chaprasi dig the road, but I'm willing to swipe the floor. But at the same time, if I had to take a decision on behalf of the management, I would stand up and take the decision. Because the management sits roughly I'm in Bangalore, my chairman sits in Bombay. It's roughly about 1,200 kilometers. And I see the problem better in the place where I'm sitting, because my boss can be conveyed what I want to say, but he will not get the right picture, because what I convey is the thing which he takes into his mind for his decision making based on the variables I give him. So he had given me a clear mandate that you are on the site, you take the decisions. And if you are an entrepreneur, then you cannot take the wrong decisions. My only thing which I would like to tell, I don't know if some of the parents are there, I don't know, but possibly if parents are there, they should have enough confidence in their kids whose decision making is stunted because you are too young, you are too small, you can't take decisions. I will take decision for you, your mother will take decision for you, or your elder brother will take decision for you, should be stopped. They should treat a small mini entrepreneur sitting in their house and taking decisions. So even I'm saying that if your father can, there's a very example wherein a girl who had done her MBA finance came to me for mentorship. And I said, what's your MBA? She says, I'm an engineer, MBA in finance. What does your father do? And she says, he runs a construction company. I said, what is your father's company's turnover? She says, sir, he never told me what it is. And how does he expect that his daughter goes out in the market and somebody will believe him and give him a book and say, this is my turnover? So it should start from home. So possibly, I think if there are any parents hearing, or youth kids, go back to your home and say, make me an entrepreneur from home, not that after I get into the college. So this is what I want to leave here. And then I'll go ahead with the job which I was given in terms of doing. I'm sure that there will be more interactions, but please behave as entrepreneurs even before you get into the college. College gives you a degree. Entrepreneurs is an individual attribute which you have to develop right from possibly where you begin with, where you start understanding whatever you analyze. You are an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs are born, they're not made. I always believe that, because you don't really require it's something internal to you. So I'm sure that a human being has a little bit of entrepreneur thing. College gives you a way wherein you can exploit it. Yeah. So all of you are entrepreneurs. Okay. Yeah. I'll just announce. So Mansha, is there a way that you want me to announce? I'll go from the high school thing.
Yes, sir. Sure. From the high school.
Okay. The first place goes to St. Teresa's High School, Bangalore. The idea name is Wakaru Mal. Is that correct? And
yes,
the team members are Charles Roche, Roman Norona, Clarence Fernandez, and Ankit Cherian Deepak. Yeah. The second is Government Pre-University College. This is Puttur, Dakshin Karnataka. It's a novel plant-based stain for hands-on training in life sciences. I would like to know what it is, possibly during this one. And it's Abhilasha Dhota. Then the third goes to St. Teresa School, Bendur, Bangalore. It's a Penta Ocean Savior. It's Pratik Naveen. There are two consolation prizes. The first goes to Canara High School CBSE. It's at Atmo water out of nowhere. It's the humidity in the air. Yeah, K. Nishant Kamath. Then the second consolation prize goes to Canara High School Urva. It's carbon footprint labeling for responsible consumption. Anaga Raghunandan. These are the 5 under the high school division. And the pre-university division, the first goes to Expert Pre-University College. The idea name is Shrishti, a novel seeder for systemic cultivation. Rakesh Krishna K. I think very relevant in today's terms. The second is St. Aloysius PU College, Future with Floating Fields. Carol Dikuna, Zalik Zayan, and Ronit Tarun Joshi. The third prize goes to Ambika Vidyalaya, Nilikatte, Puttur, Dakshin Karnataka, finding an alternative plastic. You will put Reliance out of job. Good. Nishan Kumar. The fourth goes to there are 2 consolation prizes again here in this category under the pre-university division. The first consolation prize goes to Govindasa PU College, Analytical Modeling and Solutions to Marine Complications, Nihal Shetty. And the second consolation prize goes to Karnataka Government Polytechnic Mangalore. It's dual socket e-bike battery charging for fast charging. SV Prasad. Congratulations to all the winning teams, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Congratulations to all the shortlisted contestants. Before we move on, I'd just like to point out that I found very amusing what you spoke about how entrepreneurs are born and it starts from home. The journey starts from home. It's so true, and it's also so enlightening for us to listen to you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
So now I'd like to request Arjun Bhandari to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Mansha. Good evening to one and all present in this meeting. We cannot conclude this event without thanking everyone for being a part of the new beginnings. I would like to begin by thanking our college, Sahyadri College of Engineering and Management, for their constant support in organizing a large-scale event like this. I also extend my gratitude to the chairman of our college, Shri Manjunath Bhandari, for his guidance and vision in making this event possible. Another huge thanks goes to our respected principal, Dr. Rajesh S., without whom this event wouldn't be possible. I would like to add that we assure you, sir, that we will stand true on the goals of our institution and we will graduate not only as good engineers, but also as good human beings. I would like to extend an amicable thanks to Mr. Johnson Tellis, Director of Shine Foundation, for his unflinching support and mentoring throughout this event. No words are enough to thank our esteemed guests who spared their valuable time to share their insights with us, helping us widen our mental horizons. Like Akash sir and Anand Ravi sir said, in this competitive world, we will have to make sure that we inculcate the technical and soft skills in us and make use of all the productive opportunities that we can indulge in so that we can have the entrepreneurial mindset that the industry looks out for today. And we should have this long before an institute can provide us with a platform to do so. It definitely begins from the home. We will make you proud as we can proudly say that we are ready. Thank you to all the participants for coming up with such brilliant ideas and being such a cooperating and wonderful audience today. I would like to conclude by thanking the teaching and non-teaching staff who always help us in bringing out our best. And it all comes down to how our team comes together and confronts the new normal. A huge thanks to each and every individual who is a part of the organizing committee of SSTH 2020, who have tirelessly strived to put forward a virtual event focusing on sustainable development goals and make sure that the youth of today emerge as problem solvers of tomorrow. Thank you everyone for being a part of this journey. Have a nice day. Over to you, Mansha.
Thank you so much, Arjun. The shortlisted contestants, which would be reached out to and further notified regarding the event. We hope to see all of you even next year and wish for you to work towards becoming impactful problem solvers and expand your horizons. I'd like to thank everyone who attended the event today. Thank you so much. Participants, you can leave the meet now. Thank you so much for being a part of SSTH 2020.